one day right after Top Model, like I said, I went on a show just for me. I didn't go thinking I would be a representation of people or anything. And a few months later, on social media, a gay guy sent me a message and said, I was about to kill myself, but then I saw your story and you helped me realize there was a light at the end of the tunnel.
She is an icon, a fashion model, a motivational speaker, and of course, an amazing actress. She is currently on the fabulous show With Love on Amazon Prime. We are beyond happy to welcome to the show the beautiful and talented my sister, Isis King.
Woo! Welcome, welcome.
She's here. She's finally here.
She's here.
Yes.
Okay, the big pink elephant in the room.
Yeah.
We're all in denim on denim.
We
That
really
was not
are.
planned. All right.
Although Levi's, if you want to sponsor the show, we're here.
Yeah.
They gonna bleep the company.
Anyway, back to why we are here. The fabulous Isis King.
Yes.
Hi.
We're so happy that you're here. It's taken you forever to get here because you're so busy.
I'm trying. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
So in the show, we like to start a little with your background. For those who have been living under a rock who don't know who you are and where you come from, share with the world where this beauty comes from.
My mom. Am I looking at the camera or looking at you? Am I looking at the camera?
Wherever you want.
Hi, world. My name is Isis King. I was discovered by Tyra Banks, some would say, as a background extra for America's Next Top Model. I lived in the shelter at the time.
Wow.
Next thing you know, bam, she transitioned, she got on the show, she became an icon. And I'm here to continue to share my story with the world. I'm so excited that after 14 years, I'm finally at this point. I have a show that I love, With Love. I'm a series regular on there, and I get to continue to, I guess, share my story in so many different ways. I get to model and act, and I get to help people realize that there is a light at the end of the tunnel when you live your life authentically. So I'm here.
Yeah, I think it's like, in your case particularly, because you are definitely and absolutely iconic, and you've paved the way for so many during the last 14 years of your career. Paint us like a little picture of what that has been like.
That journey.
That journey.
That journey has been rough. Damn, that journey has been rough. I think perseverance, it's been a lot of many days in the house, just isolated, hoping that there is more out there for me, wondering why my journey is kind of going on this path and taking so long. But throughout, each time there was an opportunity to express myself, I would always make sure to give it 110%. And I think that's the important part. Whenever you have the opportunity, you just take each one as it's that opportunity, no matter how big or small it is. I think that is a big part of my story, and that's why they always miss me when I leave set.
Well, but you changed the conversation, because when you came in, you all of a sudden, like, we were talking about the big elephant in the room about like the denim, but the big elephant in the room, you like unveiled this whole conversation that nobody was having at the time. And again, like I said, you paved the way. What was that like? Like, were you feeling the pressure? Were you feeling inspired? The response, what was that for you? Like, how did that affect you?
Well, I would say it's so interesting now that so many people are taking interest in Top Model all over again. Like, it continues to be a conversation so many years later. And a big conversation people are having now is, why did they treat you that way? Like, that's horrible. But back then, all of the feedback was 90% negative. That was most of the feedback, because that's where we were at the time as a society, right? So it was very hard to come off the show. Like I said, I got discovered when I was living in a shelter. So coming off the show, right, with no money, I didn't win. So you kind of go back and kind of pick up the pieces and figure out. So I kind of had to learn to navigate spaces with my head up, even when I didn't have anything there at all. But also I knew that it wasn't, like, everything I did was for a reason. I never really knew what, but I always tell this story. It's like one day right after Top Model, like I said, I went on a show just for me. I didn't go thinking I would be a representation of people or anything. And a few months later, on social media, a gay guy sent me a message and said, I was about to kill myself, but then I saw your story and you helped me realize there was a light at the end of the tunnel. And that was the first time for me, I think it really hit me that not only did I represent so many people, but that by just being authentic in myself, I was helping so many people that I had no idea. So most of the journey, I will say, it has been hard. You know, most of these years have been really, really difficult, but I'm still here and I'm just so thankful.
I call it the rise of the phoenix. But we're taking a quick break and we'll be right back with more right here with Isis King. Don't go away, you're watching The Q Agenda.
And we are back with the icon, Miss Isis King.
Ow!
Girl, we gotta talk about it. With Love on Amazon Prime. You're not only a series regular, which you guys don't understand how rare that is for, well, you understand, they don't understand how rare that is for the girls, for the dolls, for the trans community.
The dolls.
The dolls. But not only to be a series regular, but to be a series regular in a role that is not stereotypical, in a role that is not traumatic. You are playing a doctor. You have a love story. How does that feel for you? Because you know how much we've longed to see that, and now you get to be that person.
It's really exciting because as someone who's on like the ACE spectrum, especially for me, to see stories of love still kind of give me a little hope, because most of the time I'm like, you know. So I'm really grateful. I didn't realize until after the show came out, Glass said it was the first time a trans character was had a love story in a holiday-themed movie or TV show. And it's weird because I always wanted to see it, but I didn't realize it was the first time. I'm really excited, and hopefully we get to continue to share the story of Soul and Miles, because it's such a adorable love story, and the cast is so amazing. And, you know, doing this type of role is refreshing because, yes, we have drama, yes, we have chaos, but we also have love and happiness and quirkiness, and we never really see that side of it for trans people and non-conforming people. So I'm just so excited that the world sees it and so many people love it. And hopefully we get to continue.
And how personal is it? Like, do you get to collaborate with the creators and build the character? Have you come to a point where, like, sometimes, like, you read something and say, hey, you know what? What about this option or this choice? Is it creatively you get involved?
Okay, so before this role, you know, I would come in as recurring, like guest star, or, you know, or one, like whatever the case is. So I would never feel comfortable in giving my opinion, but here, like Gloria, our show creator, and she's an actress on the show. She's the most amazing person. She wanted our feedback. And I remember it's this one part on episode 1 when I tell my cousin Lily, I'm like, then go get that man with no mortgage. I mean, so I said that as a joke, and I remember Gloria Andy, who was writing it, was like, oh, that was so good. We're gonna put that in. I was like, you're putting something I said? And I was like, oh my, I was like, wow, you want my opinion? Or even the first day, like, of dressing the character, and they put me in there, and they're like, okay, let's figure this out. They had the color palette and knew what type of thing they wanted, but it was really refreshing to be in a place where they actually do want your input, because I'm just so used to, I don't want to come off as a diva. I go on set, yeah, you know, yes, okay. But now I'm like, oh, yes, this, that, yes.
One thing about Isis is she is always the favorite in the room, but you have to like savor every moment, because that girl loves solitude. She loves her own time. She loves being home. I gotta text this girl like all the time, like, can we hang out? When are we hanging out? She's like, we'll get there.
And I was just saying how, because I isolate so much, when I do go on set, I'm just always so grateful and thankful and savor it. And I think that's why, because I do spend so much time alone. So then
y'all ain't gonna see me for a while. So as a Black trans icon, what do you think that we can do better outside of the community to kind of put our energy and our focus into celebrating, you know, people like you?
I think elevating us, you know, Black trans femmes are, or Black trans people in general, but I want to especially elevate Black trans femmes because they are usually the ones who are most at risk. Continue to elevate us and lift us and celebrate how we have contributed so much to the community, not just LGBT, but in general. Yeah, to society. It's so important, and continue to lift us up. Why am I tongue twisted now?
You're good.
Continue to lift us up, celebrate us, and make us feel safe.
And I'm
that's
gonna
it.
add, put your money where your mouth is. So just to be
her a
asking for
check.
like.
That part. Hey. Check.
Well, we want to
Give us
thank
coin.
exactly.
Book us for the job. You know?
Well, we want to thank Isis for stopping by, and for more on her, you can follow her at Miss Isis King. And we come back, Mr. Ray will be joining us. So don't go anywhere because we are having fun right here at the Q Agenda.